Mr. E.H. Nebraska. We salute you, Mr. E.H. Nebraska. Every time. Those old Bud Light commercials. All right. E.H. Nebraska Patreon asked the difference between a Bob bug-out bag and inch bags. Which one to grab when you run out the door? Do you bring line gear with you for security/survival? Kind of a multi-tiered question here. The difference between a Bob and an inch bag for me is documentation. Bug-out bag, right? I'm going. And I've been unapologetic about the fact that I don't care about the nomenclature. There's the get-home bag, there's the bug-out bag, there's the inch bag, there's the 72-hour kit, there's this, there's that, and there's this preconceived notion that you need to have the bug-out bag, and then you need to have a different inch bag, and then you need to have a different 72-hour kit, and then you need to have a different get-home bag, and then you need to have a different emergency rescue bag. Boys and girls, I have one bag. It's called my rucksack. It's been my rucksack since jump for almost 20 years. It's been my rucksack. It's just a rucksack. And it has everything I needed to have in it. Now, an inch bag is an I'm never coming home bag. What is at your home that you really need? There's lots of things we want. There's lots of things that are comfortable at home. But what do we need at home? Documentation. Proof of who we are, proof of what we own, proof of who our people are. So for me, an inch bag has documentation in it. Maybe it's also, medical history, prescriptions. Some people have their family photo albums, all those things. I would strongly encourage you to have physical copies of your most important documentation, your deeds, your licenses, your marriage certificates, birth certificates, death certificates, if you need those things. All of your federal documentation, have physical copies of that in a binder that lives in your bag, as well as digital copies of that would be on like a thumb drive or something like that. So that for me is an inch bag. Like, my house just caught fire. Luckily, all of my insurance documentation is on this thumb drive or in this binder or whatever. All of the paperwork that would otherwise be next to impossible to replace, you would have in an inch bag. Other than that, for me, it's the exact same set of parameters for an inch bag or a Bob or a get-home bag or this or that or whatever you want to call it. The only variable there, once you get past the paperwork, is the distance that you are traveling, right? Your kit should match the mission. If it doesn't support the mission profile, get rid of it. Something we've talked about regularly here, and we will talk more about going forward, is understanding what is the mission. What am I trying to accomplish here? And so backing into that, many a time we've talked about, if you have a bug-out bag, but not a bug-out location or a bug-out plan, you're not doing it right. I almost said a bad word, but sometimes people get the palpitations when T says soldiery things, and it's less than ideal for them. So we try to avoid that. So to that end, you need to know where you're going. You need to know how you're getting there. If it's 5 days, have 5 days worth of stuff in your bag. If it's 30 miles, now some of us can walk 30 miles in a day. Not enjoyably, but we could do it if we had to. Some of us, that would be a 3 or 4 day journey. So act accordingly, right? Act accordingly. But the difference between a bug-out bag and an inch bag, which one to grab when you run out the door, set your bag up. Just eliminate all the labels. Just forget about it, okay? Forget about it. That's for you, all my Jersey people. Why do we have so many Jerseyans here? And please, send me a slice of Sicilian in the mail. Would be great. It would be tremendous if you could actually send, or like a legit piece of focaccia bread. All right. Anyway, sorry. Oh, Sicilian pizza is so good. There's no good pizza in Oklahoma. None. Like, you know where you get pizza around here? The gas station. And it's not. Nobody with a vowel in their name made it. You know what I mean? So anyway, you should set up whatever bag you keep by the door, whatever your bag is that you're going to grab when you run out the side door. For me, again, I just call it the rucksack. That bag should have inch bag type things in it. Meaning, again, the documentation, digital and hard copies of. And then, you know, a bug out bag, right? I'm bugging out. Why do I bug out? Because I perceive a threat to be over here, imminent, coming to my location, and therefore I'm going to put as much distance in between me and the perceived threat as possible, so I need to move as quickly as possible with the least amount of weight to get from where I am to where I need to be. Inch bag, that plus documentation. Okay? So know where you're going, know how you're getting there, know what the time is, what the distance is, and know what your capabilities are so that you can match your loadout with your skill set and the mission parameters. So what do I grab when I go out the side door? Dude, I grab my rucksack. And my rucksack is an amalgamation of bug out bag, inch bag, get home bag, 72-hour kit, emergency bag. I could live out of it indefinitely. I don't want to. I'd rather stay at a Holiday Inn Express or my own bed or guest quarters at Shofar Mountain or anywhere else than live out of that bag indefinitely. But I could if I had to. My entire family could live out of that bag indefinitely as far as food, shelter, well, not food, but food procurement, shelter, fire, security. We could do it. And the other thing you need to be extremely careful about is weight. Most people are carrying way too much weight, and you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to actually put your bag on and go try it, because I know people who have 90 to 100 pound inch bags. It's a firepower versus mobility equation, right? My rucksack lives at about 60 pounds. Somewhere in there, depending on the time of year and the mission profile. Summer, it's a 50-pound ruck. Winter, it's 62 to 65, depending on what I'm doing. You need more calories in winter, and you need more insulation in winter. That's more weight. Right? So we'll just say 50 pounds in the summer. 50-pound rucksack, I could live out of it indefinitely. And a lot of those pounds will get used up as I eat the calories that are in it. So, you know, after a couple of weeks, man, that's going to be a 35-pound ruck. Cool beans. Let's do it. So, but you need to be able to carry it. And I ruck with that rucksack. Here lately, I've not done a great job of it, but traditionally speaking, 5 to 6 days a week. 5 to 6 days a week. You know, in a calendar year, I'll put about 1,000 miles on with that ruck. About 1,000 miles. So, and it's not that I'm special and you're not, because I'm not, but I'm just doing the things. And so I would encourage you to also do the things with your bug out bag, inch bag, get home bag, 72-hour kit, whatever. Rucksack. Rucksack. Okay, we're not Coke or Pepsi. Don't care. Cola. RC Cola if you got it, actually. But, you know, with a little dab of that 12-year would be wonderful. Go away, chicken. Thou shalt murder chickens. Leviticus 25. Not actually Leviticus 25. Anyway, that's the difference between a bob and an inch. What do I grab when I go at the side door? My rucksack, and it fills all roles. Do you bring your line gear with you for security and survival? Yes. Yes, I do. My ruck is line 3, so my line 1 is my war belt, which, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm out and about in the world, I carry a facsimile of line 1 on me on my regular belt. that's holding my pants up. You know, pistol, reload, tourniquet, lighter, knife, chapstick naturally, you know, whatever else I might have, cell phone, so forth and so on. And then if I grab my war belt, you know, pistol, 2 rifle reloads, 2 pistol reloads, fixed blade knife, blowout kit, IFAK, radio, canteen, water tablets, compass, maps, so forth, so on, right there on my belt. Just put it on. And I would be good in that belt, just that belt, for 24 to 36 hours, minus a major conflict. Right then my line 2 is my chest rig. And I've talked about this quite a bit, depending on what we're doing. Now, I would generally wear this, right? If I'm armoring up, it's because I'm pretty sure we're going to take rounds. However, this is a self-contained system with a day pack right on the back of it. And this has, this whole unit right here has all of my 10Cs plus 1 on here. And what's the plus 1? It's conditioning, mentally, emotionally, spiritually being squared away. To say nothing of the physical. Can you wear a plate carrier all day, or all 3 days, or all 12 days, or whatever, right? It hurts my shoulders. Better than getting shot right here. So I have a day pack mollied into my plate carrier back here, and I actually need to put my radio back here because I put my radios back on the charger the other day. But IFAK, you know, tourniquet and shears. This is actually really good for carrying a cell phone. Should probably spray paint it. Hydration, magazines, knife, pen, pencil, so forth, so on. Dump pouch. I've had people ask me, do you even run a dump pouch, bro? It's like, man, you're trying to operate too hard. Don't come at me like that. I don't appreciate your tone of voice in your comments. You know, YouTube. Do you even run a dump pouch, bro? Yeah, actually I do. Thank you for asking. So, and I keep it, it's right back here underneath my left arm, probably 6 inches above my left hip, and because I have no interference there, and if I need to dump a half-spent magazine, I can come out of the weapon down right there, come back up in one fell swoop, down to the dump pouch, back up, grab another mag, ready, insert the mag, button, back on target. So, you know, this is line 2, as is my chest rig. And so, yes, depending on what I'm doing, I would probably grab my line 2 as well. And then my line 3 is my ruck. I carry additional medical, additional water, additional firepower in my ruck, as well as, you know, cover, concealment, candle, compass, calories, so forth, so on. You know, in my line 2 as well, right? I have a sustainment pouch on my chest rig. I can run for 24 to 36 hours just off the chest rig between water and food and Advil and everything else. So yes, I do integrate line gear into my inch bag, my bug out bag, my whatever. And survival wise, what do you need for survival? Food, water, shelter, right? Cordage, cutting tool, combustion. I mean, everywhere I go, everywhere. Look, right here. I don't smoke. Here's a lighter in my pocket. Yeah, I carry these things on me all the time. I mean, here's a knife. Like, they're on me all the time. So in a survival situation, cordage, yep. Wearing boots, got boot laces made out of 550 cord. Got a cutting tool, yep, it's right here. Have combustion, yep. Cutting tool, yeah, got it. Cover, appropriate clothing. Container, sup, bro? Like, you know, yeah, all the things. So I do integrate line gear into my systems for things like that, but I also would strongly suggest that you exist in such a way that bugging out is not your first option. That if you need to go, yeah, man, for 60 bucks, not even 50 bucks, that Condor modular chest set, you can't beat that thing. You just can't. I mean, integrated hydration carrier, can carry 6 mags, you know, without mollying on any more pouches. Put an IFAK on there and a radio pouch and a few other things. You're good to go, man. And it's quick. Throw that on, throw your ruck on. I'm out the door. I've got firepower. I've got everything I need. Everything I need. And a few things that I want. So, and it's lightweight. My fully loaded out chest rig with 3 liters of water and compass and maps and 6 magazines and pistol mags and a fixed blade knife and sustainment pouch and half a dozen other things, multi-tool, and the whole nine is 22 pounds. 22 pounds. This thing is 38 pounds as pictured. So, depending on what you're doing, right? 22 versus 38, that's 16 pounds. However, again, this is 38 pounds with a legit day pack on the back, and I could operate out of this thing 24 to 36 hours, no problem. There's calories in here, there's cover in here, there's all kinds of things. You know, significant blowout pouch, all the mags. And I love, you know, people are like, yeah, you're just faking it. Yep, there's fake ammo. It's all fake. What do I know? And it's like the February loot box. Why is Condor airsoft gear? It's not. I just like asking the question because this thing is just completely withstood the test of time. So the difference between a bob and an inch bag for me is documentation, physical and digital documentation of all the things that are irreplaceable. If your house burnt down tomorrow, you could never get back. I would have that in an inch bag. I'm never coming home again. Okay. What do you really need in your house? You need the ability to prove that you own the things that you own and that you've done the things that you've done. So put that in a binder and on a thumb drive. Okay. Which one do I grab when I go out the door? My rucksack, which we talked about. And it's an amalgamation of bob and inch. And get out of here, sheep. What should we throw at them? Look at these dummies. Look at them. Go! Yeah, I'm talking to you. Look. Can't make this up. Run! Be free! So, my rucksack is an amalgamation of all of these things. And it served me well for almost 20 years. And then lastly, do I integrate line gear? Yes, absolutely. At least line 1, which would be your war belt. Battle belt, whatever belt. I mean, pick whatever tactical, you know, borderline homosexual term they're using these days to describe your line 1 gear. Yes, that. I absolutely integrate that. And then a line 2, like a plate carrier or a chest rig, is also recommended depending on what you're doing. I only take armor when I think that rounds are going to fly. I like the chest rig for its carrying capacity and the ability to reduce the amount of weight that I'm taking, which could allow me to better skirt a situation, firepower versus mobility. However, if I think, yeah, we're going to get in a conflict, dude, I'm dumping pack. I'm taking this thing. I'm taking this thing. That's why this is set up the way that it is, because this has the integrated day pack on it that I can operate autonomously for, you know, 24, 36 hours without an issue. Without my line 3, which is my ruck. So, Mr. EAH Nebraska, we salute you. Shalom.